First, I think we offered thoughts to the families and friends of everyone affected. But just about Kobe for a second, he was such an inspiration for his mentality, for the way he set the bar so high and worked so hard. And he loved all sports, and he impacted so many athletes around the world, men and women. Obviously, he was an advocate of women's sports, but the outpouring of emotion speaks to how high he was held in terms of just the way he went about things, his way of competing. I've seen pictures with him in recent days at Real Madrid and at Barcelona, and I heard Djokovic talking to him last week at the Australian Open. I think athletes, men and women all around the world, just looked at him and saw this beaming light that set the bar so high for everybody. That's so special. And then the other thing for me is to see him in post-career with his family, with his daughters. I'm lucky. I have 2 daughters. And raising daughters is special. And to see how he was with his daughters and how much that meant to him, and see him then sharing the game with Gigi, and how excited she seemed to be developing as a person and player. So those are the things that I think about the most.
Change gears a little bit. You've had a few more days to kind of sit with the Penny-Roll friendly. What kinds of things did you see when you rewatched that game? What kinds of things are you showing your team in this week in training?
Well, as I said after the game, for this time of the year, there were a lot of positives. Things that we still talk about are just that when we go forward in transition, how we can't get caught with half the team up and half the team still far back. The ability to move up as a unit faster will give us the ability then to control the field in better ways. So that's in part fitness, which comes from the work that we do every day, but it's also a mentality that's the kind of football that we're going to play. And so I think we saw some situations in that game that we did quite well in those ways, but that's still a focus for us right now.
There's the football aspect when you're getting ready for a season. There's the fitness aspect. Is it better to have maybe your first preseason game be in a stadium full of people because now they get to witness the atmosphere aspect too?
I wish we had all our preseason games in the stadium with that atmosphere, but it was special against Penny-Roll. We have such a fantastic relationship with the club, and it was the first time in 2020 where all our supporters could come out, and man, they were amazing. I had people sending me messages from all over the place saying, how is this possible in a friendly preseason match? So it speaks to the support that we have, and we're very proud of that, and we're so fortunate that Banc of California is still every game a special place.
You know a lot of soccer players. You have seen a lot of soccer players. Has any one of them impact so deeply, like Kobe Bryant, inside the court, outside the court?
Yeah, over the years, there are just a few athletes that are icons in that way. In football, Johan Cruyff is still someone that impacted so many people with his views on the game, with ideas on how his teams can play. Obviously, so much of what happens at Barcelona still stems from the time that Johan Cruyff was there. Mm-hmm. And then Johan Cruyff also has a foundation where his work with kids around the world, they have the Cruyff courts, these small little courts where kids can show up and play football. And so I think of that type of impact that affects everybody all around the world.